over here. Let me just hit build and run one more time, and let me see if I have the title overview is constrained in its place. So let me just hit Ghostbusters, and as you can see here, basically everything seems to be working fine. Maybe you can just add a little bit extra height for this. I believe it would look so much better. So maybe 300. Let me hit build it on one more time, and let me see what do I get as a final results. And yes, indeed, I am so satisfied with the results for now. Alright, so let me just pump the font just a little bit so that we can see more clearly, and let me just close that. And basically, before actually starting implementing that event handler, or basically tapping handler, I just need to change something regarding the how the app works. As you can see here, basically we don't actually fetch any new movie or any new title and pass that to our header view over here. Basically, we're just viewing the static image that we have passed earlier inside the assets folder. So let me change that. Basically, I'm just going to define a new variable here. That is going to a private variable, and let me just call that random selected movie, or basically random trending movie, and that is going to be type title. All right, and basically I just need to make that an optional for now, so it can actually be nil for now, and we're just going to change that later. All right, and the second thing that we need to do, actually, we're gonna change the scope of this header view. As you can see here, basically it's only visible inside the view.load because it's just a local variable. So we're gonna make that change. So let me just type in here private header view, and that is going to be of type hero header view, and that is going to be optional as well, so it can actually be nil. And right now I just need to say var. Yeah, I forgot var actually, and it's not constant because that is going to change just over here. So let me just delete this, and now we have a reference to header view and outside the view.load method. And now I'm just going to create a new function, and that function is going to be called configure hero header view. And inside that function, I just need to make a new get request from the server so that I can pull some trending movies and assign one randomly to that random trending movie variable. So let me just do that. So API caller.share.get trending movies, and over here I'm just going to get the result, and as usual we're just going to switch on the result, and basically we're just going to implement the success case and also the failure case. So let me just do that. So case success, I'm just going to get an array of titles, and basically I'm just going to set that to my random. Right, so random trending movie, and that is going to be to one of those titles, and that is going to be get randomly. And over here I just need to have a weak reference of self so that I can do that easily. All right, so basically let me just implement the failure case as well. So let error, and basically I'm just going to print that error. All right, so error dot localized description. Yeah, that is a dot, not a comma. So a localized description. So basically I just made my API call for the server, and I retrieved back some titles over here, and I got one randomly, and I set that to my random trending movie title of type title. So right now I just need a function so that I can configure the header that is being displayed in the hero view. So let me just do that. So let me just open the hero header view over here, and basically I just need to implement one more function. So basically it's going to be public because I'm just going to access that from outside. So configure with model, and basically that is going to be I believe something like view model over here. So yeah, title view model. All right, and over here I just need to access this hero image view. So let me just copy that. Yeah, I forgot the word func, and let me just copy that from maybe the title table view cell, I'm just going to copy that URL because I'm actually going to pass in the poster URL as well, and that is going to be a constant that's not going to change whatsoever. So let me just go back to hero header view. Again, I got my URL from the title table view cell. So hero header view, I'm just going to, add this URL over here, and now I'm just going to access this. So hero image view dot sd set image, and that is going to be set with a URL, and for this that is going to be nil for the completion, and basically that's it. I believe that is going to work. So let me just hit build and run, and let me see what do I get so far. All right, and nothing changed over here. I guess I forgot actually to call this method. So what do I have here? So yeah, we have just set that to a random trending movie element, and over here I'm just going to say optional self header view dot configure, and that is going to be configured with the title view model over here. Basically, we're just going to pass in the same random element that we have chosen. So let me just do that over here. So let selected title, and that is going to be titles. All right, so titles dot random element, and basically I'm just going to reuse that over here so I don't generate a new random element. All right, so basically let me grab this title. So basically this selected title, I'm just going to pass that in here. So selected title dot original title, or just empty string for now. And basically I'm just going to do the same here. So selected title dot poster path, or an empty string for now. So I believe that should be working. Yes, we have no errors. And actually I forgot to call this method from here. So configure header view or hero header view, and let me just hit build and run, and let me see what do I get so far. All right, so basically we are now generating random element each time we open the app. Let me just confirm that. Let me close the app, let me reopen it one more time, and basically yes, each time we open the app we have new random element generated. So right now let's just start working on actually making each title can be tapped anywhere, because as you know it's only tapped within the home view controller over here. So now let's just get this thing to work. So let me just go to the upcoming view controller and let me implement a new function over here. So basically I'm just going to implement table select row at, and basically I'm just going to reference that table one more time over here and say deselect row at index path and set the animation to true for now. It doesn't really matter. But basically I just need to have a reference to the title that I have just pressed on. So title, that is going to be titles index path dot row, and now I have the title already. So let me just say guard let title name, and that is going to be title dot original title, or the title dot original name, else I'm just going to return. So basically I have the title name that I have just pressed on. So what do I need to do right now? Basically I'm just going to say API caller dot shared dot get movie, and I'm just going to pass in the title name over here, and for the result I'm just going to switch on the result as well. So case success, basically I have a video element, so let video element, and the other one is going to be case failure, and I'm just going to get an error which I'm going to be printing just normal. So error dot localized description, and over here I just need to make a new instance basically for the preview controller, which I'm going to actually be pushing inside the navigation controller. So I'm just going to say let VC, and that is going to be title preview view controller. And over here, I'm just going to configure that with the title view model that I have over here. So basically for the title, I can just pass in the title name. And for the YouTube video, I'm just going to get the video element. And for the title overview, I have the title over here, and I can say just here, overview, and I believe that's it. All right, so basically I just need to push the view controller over here. Basically that needs to be unwrapped, or I can just add like an empty string over here, and that should take the error away. All right, so let me just say here weak self. All right, and over here I'm just going to say self, which is going to be an optional. So I'm going to say navigation controller dot push view controller, and that is going to be my VC over here, and I'm going to say true. Let me just hit build and run, and let me see. I just need to go to the coming soon and press on any movie over here. Let's just say sun, and that is going to take me directly to one of those, but I have an error over here, which is basically, yeah, I know how to fix that. So let me just go really quick over here, and basically we just need to add that to a dispatch queue.main.async. I always forget that, so basically let me just take that, cut and paste that over here, build and run one more time, and I believe that is going to work. Definitely is going to work, and yeah, basically that is working fine. So the upcoming is already done, so let's just go to the top search really quick, and I believe it's going to be really the same. So I can actually copy that function over here. So table view cell, I believe that is going to be exactly the same. So let me just go down in here, and inside the delegate methods of the table, let me just paste that one more time, and I believe that is going to work. Yeah, there's no error whatsoever. So let me just hit build and run one more time, and go to top search Spider-Man, and yeah, that is basically working fine. Alright, so now we have the search results view controller remaining, and that is going to be just a little bit tricky because we're not just accessing the title within the navigation controller tabs over here. We're just accessing the title from another place. So we're just going to use protocols and delegates. So let me just go to the search results view controller over here, and over here I'm just going to create a new protocol. So protocol, and let me just call that maybe search results view controller delegate, and that is going to be of type any object. And inside of here I'm just going to create a new function, so func, and that is going to be called search results view controller. All right, so let me just do this. So search results view controller did tab item, and that is going to take basically a view model. All right, so and that is going to be title preview view model. All right, so basically over here I just need to create a public weak var, and that is going to be delegate, and that is going to be of the same type of the protocol over here, and that is going to be optional because I will not be initializing that right away. And basically I just need to go down here inside my collection view, and I'm just going to say collection view did select item. I just need to have the collection view instance over here, and I'm going to say deselect item at index path, and that is going to be true. And inside of that I'm just going to reference my delegate, and I'm gonna say search results did tab item, and basically I'm just going to pass in this item. So basically I just need to have the title over here. So let title, and that is going to be titles. All right, index path dot row. Basically I have my title over here. I can pass in the name as well. So already now you can just say title dot original title, and I can pretty much say that is going to be working without actually the need of accessing the original name as well. And for the YouTube video I just need to have this video element. So basically before actually saying delegate search result did tab item, I just need to grab the video element first, and basically I can just go to the upcoming, and basically I can just copy this from here, I believe. Yeah, basically it's going to be the API caller function. So let me just grab that function over here, because basically we're just going to be doing the same thing. So Alright, so API caller share.getMovie, and basically I'm just going to get the name, and that name is going to be from the title. Alright, so original title or empty string for now, and I'm pretty sure that is going to be working. Alright, so let's see over here, dispatch queue VC from the title preview view controller. Basically, I just need to have the same thing over and over here. So let's just say let title name, and that is going to be equals to this. All right, and instead I can just pass in the title name over here. Title name, that is going to be working. I believe, yeah, same thing over and over. And I can say, well, I can just copy this function over here. All right, so what do I have? Basically, in case of the success, I have the video elements. So basically I can just remove the dispatch queue over here because that is going to be done from the search view controller. So instead, I'm just going to say delegate. All right, so I just need the weak self as well. So self. All right, so basically self.delegate search results view controller, that is going to say did tap item, and I'm going to say the item that was just tapped is just going to be the title with that name, and the video element, I just got that video element over here. And for the title overview, same thing over and over. So basically title.overview, and I can just pass an empty string from there. Basically, this is completely done from the search results view controller. Now we just need to go to the search view controller over here and just swipe up until we see this initialization for the search results view controller. Basically, we're not making a global variable so that we can access that search results view controller anywhere else. But there's another cool way that we can actually do this, which is basically the search controller over here. Basically, we have the results controller, which is basically the same thing. So basically, I just need to say results controller.delegate, and that is going to be self. And once I'm done with that, I can actually say that I'm going to conform to the search results view controller delegate over here, and down in there I can just say search results did tap item, and basically I have my view model over here. So the thing I'm just going to need to do is actually say navigation controller dot push, and I'm just going to access this, which is going to be from here. So let VC, and that is going to be title preview view controller. I'm just going to configure that with the view model that I have, and then I'm just going to pass in the view controller and say true for the animation. Let me just hit build and run, and let me confirm that this is working. So let me just hit Spider-Man, and I have Spider-Man over here. Let me say that is going to be working. Yeah, basically we just fell with the same error over and over again. So let me just say dispatch queue.main.async, and inside of here I'm just going to add that right in here. I believe that is going to be working. So yeah, we just need to mention that is going to be self. So weak self in, and inside of here I'm just going to say self optional dot build and run, and pretty much that is going to be working, I promise you. So Spider-Man, and yes, that is working as well. So as you can see here, I'm in my home view controller, and let me just build and run this project one more time. So let me demonstrate something. Basically, we can click on any title over here, and it will take us directly to the detail preview controller, where we can view some information about the title, like the overview, the title itself, and we can also watch the trailer. But actually, we don't have any way of downloading the title so that it can get into this tab. So basically, this is what we're going to be doing. So let me just go to the collection view, table view cell, and scroll down at the bottom over here. So basically, I'm just going to implement one more function, and basically this function is going to be called collection view context menu configuration for item at. Yeah, this is a very long name for a function, but this is basically what we're going to be using for downloading the title. So let me start by defining this. So let config, and that is going to be UI context menu configuration, and we're going to be using the default constructor over here. So let me just have those parameters on just one line so that it can be easier to read. So for the identifier, I'm going to be passing nil. For the preview provider, I'm going to be passing nil as well, and I'm going to hit return or enter on this. So basically, let me just pass nothing in this function, and over here, I'm just going to initialize my actions. So basically, let me have a download action, and that is going to be UI action, and that is going to be defined with this. So basically, for the title, I'm just gonna be passing download. All right, so for the subtitle, nil, image nil, identifier nil, discoverability title, and that also gonna be nil. And here's the best part about it. So the attributes, we can just delete it. We can just forget about it. We don't need that. And for the state, I'm gonna say off. And for the handler, let me just pass in here for now. So basically download tabbed. All right, so basically we just need to exit about this. So let me just return a UI menu, and I'm just going to be passing this. So for the title, I'm going to be passing an empty string. For the image, nil, identifier nil, and for the options, that is going to be a display in line. And for the children, I'm going to have an array in which we are going to be passing the download actions, or basically if we have more than actions over here. All right, so let me just, before I exit this method, I just need to return the configuration. I believe I messed up in here. So return config, and basically that's it. So let me just hit build and run. I believe I don't have any errors. Yeah, that is correct. And now let me just try that. So let me just long tap on Spider-Man over here, and as you can see here, this cool animation which blurs the background behind the title. And if I clicked on or tapped actually on download, you can see here on the console download tabbed. So basically right now we have a way so that we can actually tell the app that we want to download something. All right, so now let's just dive inside the basics of core data. Before I do so, actually, I just need to make this like a little bit better to read. And okay, so let me just follow me over here. So basically, I'm going to be defining a new function. So basically, that is going to be a private func, and I'm going to call that function download title at, and I'm going to say here index path, and that is going to be of type index path. All right, and basically over here, I'm just going to call that function from down there. So let me just type in here, basically weak self. So weak self, and here I'm just gonna be typing self optional download title add. I'm gonna be passing the index path over here. So right here, I can just go to the download title add, and I can say print downloading, and I'm going to be accessing the titles over here with the index path dot row, and over here I can just say like the original title. Let me just hit build and run one more time so that I can make sure that everything seems to be working fine. Right, so long press on the Spider-Man download, and as you can see here, downloading that is going to be an optional string, which is basically Spider-Man. So basically we have now a clean way for downloading things. So now let me just talk about a lot more about core data. So let me just hit file, new project. And yeah, don't worry about it. We're not going to be creating a whole new project from the start. So let me just choose that Swift. And as you can see here, basically we have an option which is basically use core data. Some of you all might be thinking, well, when we started this project, we haven't actually checked this use core data. So basically we need this inside our project. So how do we add core data to an existing project that was initialized without core data? Basically, we're going to be making this as a test project. All right, and we're going to be clicking on that. We're not going to be talking a bit in this video about CloudKit, maybe in the future tutorials, but let's for now check use core data. And I'm going to be tossing this project maybe on the desktop for now. All right, so yeah, replace that because I already had one with the same name. And as you can see here, basically we have test project file, which is basically a model for our database. And also, if you looked inside the app delegate, basically you're going to see here core data is imported. And if you scroll down, basically you're going to be seeing two variables or two functions over here, basically the persistent container and also the save context. I'm going to be talk a little bit more about this, but for now, let me just copy the entire thing from here. So basically from the mark that says core data stack, I'm going to be copying everything down to the bottom. I'm going to be closing this project. We're not going to be using that project ever again. So let's just go back to our project, which is going to be the app that we're going to be built here, which is basically Netflix clone. Let me just go to app delegate and move down here, and let me just paste that. So right now we just need to create a new. All right, so what do I have here? So yeah, that was basically outside the class. So yeah, make sure that you don't get outside this class. All right, so maybe I forgot one. All right, let me just hit build and run. Yeah, everything seems to be working. All right, so I believe something is wrong in here. Yeah, and I actually got this error because I forgot to import core data. And I'm not going to be cutting or editing this video because I want you guys to see the problems that I face basically when I implement or add core data to a project that hasn't been initialized previously with core data. So as you can see here, basically we have imported core data, and also we pasted the save context method and also the persistent container, and we're going to be talking a lot more about those. But let me just continue configuring core data inside the app. So let me just hit file, new, or basically I just need to make sure that I'm in my root directory. Let me just right click on here, new file, and scroll down until you see the core data section, and I'm going to be choosing data model. All right, so this data model, I'm going to be calling that maybe Netflix clone model, and very basic name. And as you can see here, let me just go back to the app delegate, and I'm gonna make sure that this name over here matches this one. So Netflix clone model. So I'm gonna be calling this Netflix clone, and it's case sensitive. All right, so let me just talk a little bit more about the persistent container and the save context. Basically, some of the people actually in the community called this as a context manager, and basically this is going to be a variable which is going to be holding the persistent container, or maybe you can say the database itself. So basically this is the place where we store our data, and basically this is the context manager, or basically the manager who's responsible for taking the data from us and committing those changes, or actually inserting this data inside the database. So here how it goes. Let me just go to Netflix clone model over here, and basically I'm going to be creating a new entity. All right, so you can just press on add entity at the bottom right here, and as you can see here, basically we have an entity. I'm going to be changing that name maybe to title item. All right, and basically we have attributes and data types, and if that looks familiar, basically it's something like the models that we have for the title over here. So basically for the title we have some attributes and we have the data types. Basically I'm going to be copying these into this model that I have over here. So let me just make like a new tab. I believe I can open both of those like side by side. So let me just yeah, I did that by hitting Command T. So yeah, that's not possible, I guess. So all right, so for now let me just hit on the plus symbol right here, or the plus sign over here. So let me just start by typing original underscore name, and that is going to be string. All right, so also I have original title, and that is going to be a string as well. So basically I'm just copying the model over here. So I'm going to be fast forwarding this part inside the video so I don't waste your time. All right, so as you can see here, basically I have the ID, which was integer inside my struct over here. So basically I chose the type to be integer 64, and yeah, please choose integer 64 because I believe if you chose something below this, that might give you an error. So basically that is going to be having like enough space to hold the ID which is being stored inside the structure over here. Media type, that is going to be a string, original name string, original title overview, poster path, release date, vote average, that is going to be a double because I believe that is going to be having like a decimal point. And for the vote count, I believe it's also an integer. So basically we have that, and also I just want to make sure that we have this file or this model available to access across Xcode. So let me just hit Command B to build the application, and I'm gonna be searching for the title that we have over here, basically title item, and I'm gonna see here if that is accessible from the project itself. So let me just go to maybe the collection table view cell, and over here let me just make sure that this is accessible. So title item, and as you can see here it's not. So sometimes Xcode does this, so it's normal. So we can just close Xcode over here, stop tasks, and just open Xcode once again, and I believe that is going to work. So let me just go back to the collection table view cell, and let me just type in here title item, and as you can see here, basically now Xcode sees the type that we have made inside the Netflix clone model that we have over here. All right, so what do we want to do right now? Basically, before we start making anything to core data, I'm gonna be going to the managers over here because I just wanted you to learn the clean way actually of implementing core data. So let me just create a new Swift file, and I'm gonna be calling that maybe data persistence manager. All right, so basically that class is going to be responsible for downloading the data and also to work and talk to core data API, because we don't want actually to talk to core data API from within the class that we're using for viewing the collection view cell itself. This is not solid principle. So I'm going to be using this data persistent manager. So let me just say class. I'm gonna be copying this name basically. Yeah, I like that name actually. So data persistence manager, and here right here let me just type static let shared. I'm gonna be creating like a shared instance across the app. So yes, that we have here, and right now let me just define a new function. I'm going to be called that function maybe download title with model, and that model I believe is going to be a title. All right, so let me just type that right. So basically this is what we're going to be doing. So basically we're going to be downloading a title with model that is going to be passed from inside the collection table view cell, and also I want to have like a completion handler over here. So completion, that is going to be escaping, and basically we want to return a result, and that result should have like a void. All right, and also error if an error happens, and that closure should return like a void at the end. So basically this is what we're going to be implementing right here. So right now we just need to have our context manager be able to insert the data that we want, or basically the data that we get from the model here inside the database. So basically it's just a two-step process. First of all, we tell the model, or basically the context manager, that we want to save something, and we tell it exactly what we're going to be saving inside our database, and then tell the context API or the context manager, hey, all right, this is the data that we have been telling you, please store that data inside our database. So first of all, we just need to have a reference to the API persistent container over here, and also the save context manager. So let me just go back to the data persistence. All right, so let me just type guard let, because this is going to be an optional. So let me just type app delegate, and that is going to be UI application dot shared dot delegate as app delegate, else we're going to be returning. All right, so I forgot else. So yeah, let me just type else over here, and over here I'm going to be returning. So right now I have like an instance, or basically a reference to the app delegate, and over here I just need to have the context as well. So let context, and that is going to be app delegate dot persistent container dot view context. Basically those are the two lines that we need to be able to talk to the context manager. All right, so basically we just need to import core data over here, so that we're going to be able to use core data. And over here I'm just going to create a new item. So basically let item, and this item is what we're going to be storing inside our database. So let item, and that is going to be title item, and we're just gonna choose this one with the context, and we're gonna pass the context over here. So basically we are going to create a title item with the supervision of the context manager over here. So if this is the most simple way that you can think about it. So hey, context manager, we are creating a title item under your supervision, so please note that. So okay, so we right now have an item, and over here we can just say original title, and that is going to be model.original title. And basically we're going to populate all of the attributes over here. So item ID, that is going to be model.id, item dot what is else, so original name, model.original name, item dot overview, model dot overview. I hope that is making sense to you guys, because yeah, core data is not that simple to wrap your head around. And basically, yeah, we can see here like an error, because we're converting from an integer to integer 64, but that could be fixed easily. So basically we're just going to make int 64 and pass the model ID over here. Let's just go and implement the other things. So what else? So media type, and that is going to be model.media type, item dot poster path. All right, so model.poster path, 2 3 4 5 6, I believe we have 3 left. So item dot release date, model dot release date, item dot vote count, yeah, the count average or the vote average, yeah, model dot vote count, item dot all right, so average, yeah, vote average, that is going to be model vote average as well. So basically, as you can see here, we have everything when it comes to the saving the data. So yeah, let me just replace that as well. So basically we created like a title item that should be saved inside the database, and we created this with the supervision of the context manager. Now the context manager needs, or basically is just waiting for us to order that we want actually to save the title item inside the database. So let me just do that. So context, and we're gonna say save. And basically that is going to throw an error. So basically we're just gonna wrap this inside the do catch block. So yeah, let me just say try. All right, context.save. And for the catch block, I'm gonna say print error.localized description. I believe that is it. All right, so let me just hit build and run. Yeah, that is succeeded. And basically, if we manage to save the data over here, let me just say okay, completion. All right, so basically we just need to pass something over here. All right, so basically we're just gonna pass the result. So the result is success. And as you can see here, basically we are expecting void to be passed, but how we're gonna be passing void, this is gonna be tricky because we can't just type void. This is a type name, not like a data itself. Well, the best part about Swift, it's just really simple. We just need to pass an empty something. So basically we're gonna be passing like an empty parentheses over here. So as you can see here, basically once we are done saving the data, we're just going to pass the completion to the or basically the success case to the completion. And over here, once we print the function, I can just, instead of printing the error over here, I can just say completion will dot failure. And for the error, actually I can just be smart about it. So let me just go up here and make an enum, and that is going to be like a download or basically database error, and that is going to be getting from error as well. And we have here a case, let me just call that failed to save data, and let me pass that word over here. So database error dot fail to save data, and now everything looks clean. And now we have one thing to do, which is basically fetching the data back from the server. But we're gonna be doing this later, so let me just make sure that this is working. So let me just go to collection table view cell, and over here, so since we are downloading a title, so let me just say data persistent manager share dot download title with model. So basically the model that itself is going to be titles, all right, at index path dot row. And for the completion, and look how clean is that actually. So basically we have result, we're going to be switching on result. All right, so switch result, and in case of success, all right, so we don't have anything over here, so let me just say print downloaded to database. And in case of the failure, we can just print the error. So case failure, and we have an error over here passed from the data persistence manager. So error, and please write here like print failed, or basically, yeah, we have an error. Why should be just like localized description for the error, and that's it. So basically, let me build the project right here, and let me say, well, we want to like download Spider-Man, long tap on Spider-Man, press download, and as you can see here, download to database. So that means actually that we have successfully implemented everything correctly, and now our title is inside our database. Now it's just a matter of fetching those, or fetching that title again. So basically, what do I want to do? Basically, when I tap on the download, I just need this to be reflected on in my downloads manager over here, or the downloads tab. So before we do anything inside of here, let me just go to the upcoming view controller. I'm gonna be scrolling up in here. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna be copying this. So title, and the title, basically the configuration for the title. So let me just go in here, say downloads. All right, let me hit build and run, and let me go to the download tab. And yes, basically that is basically what we're going to be getting. And also we need to implement like a simple table view, and that is going to be really simple because we're going to be copying everything from the upcoming view controller. So basically let me just have that in here, and private, basically private let, instead of upcoming table, maybe we can say downloaded table. And over here I'm gonna say downloaded table dot delegate is gonna be equal to self, download table dot data source, that is going to be equal to self as well. And before like waiting for Xcode to throw any error inside of here, so download view controller, that is going to conform to UI table view delegate and also UI table view data source. All right, so number of table rows, I believe we're gonna be actually copying everything from the upcoming view controller. I'm not sure why I did that at the first place. So we're gonna have this and that and that, and also basically those three functions. So let me just paste that in here, and basically we're gonna have this yell at us because we don't actually have titles, and basically we're gonna be creating that over here. So private let titles, and that is going to be an array, but instead of an array of title, I'm just gonna be having like array of title item, because that is going to be fetched directly from the database. All right, so let's just do this to be a var instead of title, or instead of constant to be exact, and title item, and I'm going to be initializing that array over here so we don't have any error inside that function or inside that class. So what do we need to do right now? Basically, we need to fetch the data from the database, and basically we're going to be implementing that function inside of the data persistence as well. So basically, let me just go in here. All right, and I'm going to be calling a new function which is going to be fetching titles from database. All right, and that should like give me a completion. So completion. All right, and that is going to be escaping as well, and I'm just going to return like an array, or basically a result, and that result should have like something like an array of title item and also an error, and that closure itself is going to be giving me like a void. So basically when we call that function, we are expecting to get an array of title item. So what do we need to talk to the context manager again? Basically the same thing over and over here. Basically we just need to have this copied. Some of y'all might be asking, well, you are just copying and pasting. Well, maybe this is just 2 lines code. It's not that big a deal actually. So right now we just need to talk again with the context manager, because this manager is the only one responsible, or the only one authorized to access the database inside our app. So we need to address the context manager politely, and hence we're going to be making a request for that context manager. So let me just type let request, and that is going to be an NS fetch request, and that is going to take the type of the data that we're going to be querying from the database. So basically, let me just type title item. All right, so basically this is going to be the type of the request that we're gonna be using. And now let me just type request dot title item dot fetch request. So basically we now have our request ready to be executed, or basically ready to be dispatched for the context manager. So now we just need to dispatch the request for the database context manager. So basically we're just gonna be doing that inside of a do catch block because accessing the database inside the app, and you might be not be able to actually find your request there. That might throw an error. So for now, at least, let me just print error.localized description, but let me just go in here. Basically, we are asking the context manager, would you please access the database with our request? And what is my request? Basically, I'm just going to fetch some title item. So basically, let's do that. So let me just try to convince the manager so that he can like access the database. So we're going to be saying try like context dot fetch, and please fetch the database with the request that we have over here. And I believe that you're going to be getting us back like some titles, and those titles are basically, I'm just going to pass those back to, you know, the result that I have over here. So basically, let me say let, and if in case of success, I'm just expecting to have like a title item, which is basically what we have over here. And for the catch, that might be an error. So basically, we're just going to say completion.failure. And over here, I'm just going to pass the same operation, or sorry, the same error that we initialized earlier. So maybe database error.fail to save data, or basically we can just have like another case. So case failed. All right, so failed to fetch data, and I can actually pass that over here. So fail to fetch data. So right now we have our fetching request done. So let me just go back to the download controller over here, and basically I just need to like make a new function. So yeah, basically we are creating multiple functions in this tutorial. So private func fetch local storage for downloads, and that is a mouthful name for a method, but you know, it's pretty much describing what it does. So let me just say data persistence.share.download. No, not download, actually. I'm just going to fetch or basically fetching titles from database, and when you get the result, I'm gonna be switching on the result one more time. So basically, in case of success, I'm gonna be having like titles that is going to be basically assigned to my, you know, titles over here. So let me just have like a weak reference so that we don't be prone to any memory leak. So weak self, and over here I'm going to be saying self.titles, that is going to be equal to titles. And also I just need to reload my table views. So let me just say like self.table view, or download the table, and that is going to be reloaded. I believe that's it for the success. Let me just go in here for the failure. I'm gonna have the error, and I'm gonna be printing the error just like normal, and like what we've been doing since the beginning of the program. Basically, I'm just going to call that function over here. So basically fetch local storage for download. And before I run this app, I might be like, I don't want you guys to like run the app and don't see anything on the screen, because we haven't actually laid down the title or basically the download table. So let me just say lay down, viewDid layout subviews, super viewDid layout subviews, download the table frame, that is going to be view.bounds, and I believe that is going to be working. And remember, in the last time that we've run our app, so basically we have downloaded Spider-Man. So I believe when I click on downloads, yeah, basically there's nothing in here. So yeah, let me see, what did I miss? So okay, yeah, let's just do that again. So replace, let me just download Spider-Man, download, and since it's downloaded to the database, so I can go to the downloads. I don't see anything, so let me just close the app, open the app one more time, and go to downloads. I still don't see anything over here. And let me see actually, why do I have something like this? So let me just debug this really quick. So let me just make sure that I'm here. So all right, so okay, we are here, we have everything over there. So I believe that we need to dispatch, you know, this inside like a synchronous or on the main thread to be exact. So dispatch queue.main.async, and we are just going to get that over here. All right, so let me just hit build and run. Let me see if I do have it. I still don't have it. I don't see any reasons why we shouldn't actually have it. So let me just debug this really quick. Oh, how silly I am. So basically we forgot actually to add the table view inside of here. So view.add subview, download table, and I believe that is going to work. So let me just go to downloads, and as you can see here, basically we have Spider-Man downloaded twice. So yeah, so basically we just need actually to implement one more function inside the data persistence, which is going to be a delete function. So let me just implement that function really quick. So let me just type func delete title with model, and that is going to be a title item this time. And over here, I'm just going to say I just need a completion as well. That is going to be escaping. And that is just going to give me like the same result that I had. All right, so the result is going to be void and error. All right, so basically this is going to be the function that I'm going to get a title item over here. So I just need to have like the same reference for the app delegate and the database manager. So let me just have that. So I'm gonna be asking the data manager, or basically the database manager, hey, context, please delete object, and that is going to be the model. And over here, I'm just going to do a catch block so that I can commit those changes inside my database. So right here, I'm just asking the database manager to delete certain object. And over here, I'm just saying, okay, confirm deletion. So basically, let me just type try context.save. And over here, the completion is just going to be success, which is basically going to be a void again. And for the catch, I'm just going to say completion.failure. And let me just pass a new error over here. So case failed to delete data. And let me pass that over here. So basically database error dot fail to delete data. Basically that's it. All right, let me just delete that comment. I don't need that. You understand that? So let me just go to my collection table view cell over here, and let me implement one more function. And that function is going to allow us actually to delete something from a table. And that function should be called like commit, I believe. So let me just say, yeah, that's not right. So yeah, I believe it's in the download controller. I'm really sorry about that. So that is going to be commit editing style. So I'm just going to switch on the editing style and case delete. So basically, if the user is attempting to delete an item, basically I just need first to remove that from the table. So table view. All right, so remove or delete, I believe. So delete rows at index paths. So this is going to be an array of index path. And for the animation, I'm just going to say like fade. I believe that's the one. And over here, I just need to delete that from the database itself. So let me just say data persistence manager share dot delete title with the model of titles. All right, so that is going to be index path dot row, and for the completion, I'm just going to say switch on the result, case success. Basically, I don't get anything. So print deleted from the database. And over here for the failure, so failure, let me get the error. And again, print error.localized description. I believe that is going to be working. So, all right. So yeah, we just need to have like another case after the delete over here. So basically that is going to be default. And for the default, I just need to break. I don't need to do anything else. So basically, let me just replace and hit build and run. Let me see that myself. So basically, I have two instances of Spider-Man over here. So let me just, use that, and I can see here that I'm getting an error. All right, so invalid number of rows. So yeah, I might be, making something before something. So let me just go back to the download controller, and I'm just going to delete that row after actually I removed that from the database. So let me just hit build and run one more time, and I believe that is going to work. So all right, so right now I know the error. Basically, we forgot actually to remove that as well from the titles array over here. So let me just say titles dot remove at, and I'm just going to pass in the index path the row. I believe that is going to work. Yeah, we just need to have like a weak reference for the titles, so weak self, and over here I'm just going to say self, which is going to be an optional self. Let me hit build and run one more time, and I believe that is going to work. Basically, yeah, we just need to, yeah, basically this is just ridiculous. So let me just go back to download view controller. Let me just try to do this first. So okay, I'm just going to remove that from the array and then delete that from the table. I don't have anything over here, so let me just download that one more time. It's not there yet. I'm just going to fix that really quick, and then let me just open the app one more time. We have Spider-Man. Let me just delete that, and yes, this is working. So basically, this is the way that we are going to be deleting things. So basically, we're just deleting it from the database once and for all. And first, we're just going to remove the title from the array itself, then from the table view itself. So now we have a problem. Basically, whenever we download something in here, basically we just need to have something that notifies the download controller to actually fetch or basically reload itself, so that it, when you tap download inside the home view controller, it's already there in the download tab. So basically, this is what we're going to be doing right now, using something called the notification center, and that has nothing to do with the notification center on your device. Basically, that is pure Swift thing. So basically, we're just, I'm just going to show you how that works. So let me just go back to my all right, so collection table view cell, and over here, once I'm done with downloading to database, so let me just go in here in case of the success, and over here I'm just going to say notification center dot I believe default, and here I'm just going to post a notification. So let me just do that. So post. All right, so basically let me just post a notification. I'm really sorry. So post a notification with a name. So NS notification name. So I'm just going to pass in here something like downloaded. So basically I'm just going to post a downloaded notification across the app, and over here I'm just going to pass nil. I don't need to pass anything else. So whenever the title is downloaded, I'm just going to notify everyone who is listening to that notification. So I have completed my download, or basically downloaded. All right, so over here inside the download view controller, I just need to do this. So basically I just need to listen for the changes that happens. So let me just say notification center dot default dot add observer, And for the observer, I'm just going to listen for the same name or of the notification that I posted, which is basically downloaded. All right, and for the object, I'm going to be passing nil, q, nil, and for the method that I'm going, or basically the method that I'm going to trigger, so basically that is going to be self dot, all right, and that is going to be fetch local storage. And basically that's it. I believe we need to make a weak reference, or yeah, that is okay, I believe. So yeah, I believe that is okay. So let me just hit build and run, and let me see if I do actually have it. So right now I don't have anything inside my downloads, so let me just try to download Spider-Man one more time. Download over here, and when I and here we go, boom. Whenever I go to downloads, I have Spider-Man is waiting for me. We can just try anything else, so maybe the Matrix. So let me just download that, and let me just go in here, boom, we have the Matrix as well. So basically I have everything set up. I just need to have like a handler for that as well. So let me just go back to my upcoming, and for the did select at row, I'm gonna be copying everything from here. I'm gonna go to the download controller. Let me just paste that over here, hit build and run, and I believe that is going to work. So downloads, we have Spider-Man. Let me just click on it, and I believe that is going to take me directly to the preview controller that we have over here. So I guess this is going to be the last video of this series. It's been too long, and if you've been following this series up till now, I can't thank you enough, because you've been like a huge supporter for me. So once again, thank you so much, guys. I believe this is going to be the end of this series. So again, thank you so much for sticking around. If you liked what you just saw, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel, because that is going to be helping me big time. And hit that like button, you know, that is going to help me as well with the YouTube algorithm. And let me just catch you in the next tutorials, or maybe in the next series to be exact. So once again, that was Amr. Please have a good day and stay safe.